I'll have to play it again. I just made a song. Well, I made a song last year called Poker Dancer. So I'll just play it again.
This is Poker Dancer. He's the poker dancer. He knows the answer. He makes the bets. She gets wet with temptation. He's a sensation that people be craving. He's so amazing. From nation to nation, his sensation, a living legend. His acts are never mentioned. He tries to liberate your mind. It's only a matter of time until he shines, because he is the poker dancer. He knows the answer. He makes the bets. She gets wet with temptation. He's a sensation that people be craving. He's so amazing. She shows a grin, much to his chagrin. I bet, flushed with sweat, he calls to see the river. She makes her best bluff, holding a royal. He surely bluffs, because he is the poker dancer. He knows the answer. He makes the bets. She gets wet with temptation. He is a sensation that people be craving. He is so amazing. So I could read that time, and that's...
So I don't want to swear on this one. So anyways, so I'll just... So I did close it without it. So I'll just show you some of my poker stuff. So here's poker. So currently on this poker mega hit, I'm ranked all-star, two above professional. And then here's some of my stats here. So as you can see, like I played talent, I played 107. I won 27 times, in the money 74 times. CDA played 40 times, in 11 wins, 18 in the money. But particularly national, I played at this point I played 5 times. I won 3 times, in the money 4 times. In continental, I played twice and I won once. And now since then I played 1 in the world. I played 7 times in national and I haven't improved. But and I played 1 world and I haven't improved. But I've been ranked 4 times in a real money poker site. I came first out of 8,000 in a poker tournament before. I came first out of 1467 in a poker tournament, and first out of 1252. So I won 3 poker tournaments with over 1,000 opponents. My name's Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, and this fat guy, at the Syria hospital was pretending to be me. And you can see when I said fat guy, you can see how my eyes got wrinkled right on film. And I'll just show you from a few days ago when I didn't have those wrinkles. Because this is what happens in Canada. They use biological warfare on me, and 187 countries signed it. And there's a drug dealer that just came back, and so she thinks she can make some influence. But so I'll just show you here. So go to my camera. So this is from. Let's see when this was. This was from June 11th, 2025. So this is 3 days ago, and you can see I didn't have any wrinkles under my eyes. And they wrote dogs, like those dogs that have lots of wrinkle faces through my face, to make me age like this. Now I'll just play some more, show you some more skills that I got. So that's my poker. And so I wrote poker dancer. That was like that. I wrote that basically because if I was in say a poker tournament, the final table, that would be my entrance music. He's the poker dancer. He knows the answer. He makes the bets. She gets wet with temptation.
There's an arrow called Summer in Those Jeans. You look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see, you look perfect to me. Every night get you scuffed in those sheets with me. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summer every time we meet. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. So I'm just gonna pause it. So when I kind of like make my voice kind of I'm like,
making every paycheck ends meet. When I'm singing like that, that would be the whole crowd would be like, say an open pit party, the whole crowd would be singing that part of the chorus. So you got to envision that part when it comes up.
Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime, every time we meet. You feel like summer. Every time our eyes greet. Even when just strolling down the Chesapeake. You look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see. You look perfect to me. Every night, get you scuffing those sheets with me. You feel like summer every time we meet. Making every paycheck ends meet. You got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet. You feel like summer every time we meet. Making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet.
So that's my country song. I wrote another one recently called Trippin', which is pretty good. And then so here is Alone at Last. This is an R&B song. And I also wrote a reggae song.
Blue Velvet's Alone at Last demo.
The reggae song, I went on YouTube to find out Jamaican accents. So I used my Jamaican voice, man, for the entire song. I got my panani, my poon, talking about the beautiful flower. Then I made a Brit song.
We can't get enough. It all started with words and attached a new flame of one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Crank up the music, turn the lights down low for this party of two. Pull them in close, taking off each other's clothes slowly, navigating each other's bodies slowly, like it's your hobby, giving each other's checkups. Impressive. You got what the other one want, taking your time to make this right, do whatever they like to please them tonight. You could have been with another, but you found each other. Kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's loss, we can't get enough. It all started with words and attached a new flavor, one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Found that someone, go have some fun. Love only hurts by the wrong one. Your libido doesn't mean you can't have some fun. Through the crowd of people, your souls reached out with ironclad devotion, like a good movie with a roller coaster of emotions. Infatuated by each other's presence, the words have to be mentioned. Unconditional faithfulness eliminates much stress. Canalized and sensual speaking is always good when it's what the other one likes. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, and you flame of one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Stay the same, whatever adds sparks to this flame. Get them so hot they glow in the dark like a lava lamp. Once you put them through the pieces, loving each other's teeth. Compare both to the least you keep doing this form a habit. Next time you can capture this magic again, build on your repertoire. Switch things up and be the star.
Don't forget it.
That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss.
Mantastic.
Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, new flame of one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Candlelight dinner for two, some sweet talk to get them in the mood, get them loose with a massage, feel their skin through your fingertips as the endorphin kicks in. You know it's working when you see that crew. Next thing you know, sex is in the air like an air freshener. Watch both satisfied, enjoy the rush, at least side by side, enjoying every moment of the night, talking and staring each other's eyes, like you two are the only two in the know. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch, new flame of one that's burned free. Just the moment is right, alone at last.
So that's my R&B song. So anyways, now I'll just show you some comedy that I did. So my son... So this is something I came up with yesterday. So my son, like some people are a son of a bitch. My son is a son of a Chris. He's a son of a Chris, right? Because I'm Mantastic and he's Mantastic Jr. He's Smolder. Like he's probably the most desirable man on the planet. He's 19, gonna be 20 years old soon. Mantastic Jr. So that's canvas in.
I'm just gonna make a little video here, part of my Bandcamp series. I'm gonna hit this one out of the park. Might be a little bit crooked like most politicians. Anyways, I was driving my car through the parking lot, just having fun, singing songs. Next thing you know, I see this car drifting towards other cars, right? I thought it was Google, so I put on my best Zoolander face. It wasn't. So next thing you know, I had to pull over, stop my car, hop in there, put it in gear and stop it. And then I was waiting for the victory parade, nobody was around.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
This is a story how I changed the world. If I had Jennifer Lawrence's little black dress, I'm sure I'd get a hell of a lot more views. Anyways, 40 years ago, my mom was on birth control. I came in like Leonidas. I smashed my way through the gauntlet, which is the cervix. Made my way to the egg. As my fallen brethren were behind me, I looked back at them. You will not have fallen in vain. And then I go in like Sparta, and the king was born.
So I didn't even realize at that point that I'm unofficially the true king of the United Kingdom. So here's my brain controls the weather machine. So I'll just show you. You're gonna have to turn your phone sideways for this one. So I'll show you once I pause it and pause it here. So there's a gray cloud right here. Pay attention to right there on the screen. You'll see a gray cloud, and then as soon as I put my hand up, so you can see I made like a ruler system, so you can see how fast the cloud's going. So with the wind meter, like it would show that a velocity meter would show that the clouds were going faster, and then as soon as you can see the cloud right there. There's a cloud right there. So you watch how fast it's going, and then once I put my hand up, and you'll see somebody walking by at the bottom of the screen to show that what this film wasn't doctored whatsoever. I could do this at any point in time. I can verify this. All you need is wind meter or a velocity meter, and your expense, my convenience, basically. Because my brain controls the quantum computing system, like basically the people have turned the world into an organic computer, and my brain controls it. I didn't have a cell phone at the time, but I was in Toronto at Lake Ontario by Toronto Island, and I did cause a site, like I caused the whole cloud system to turn in one rotation. I could have caused a tornado basically, but I didn't. I just did one rotation. I just wanted to see if I could control it. So in this video now, I'm going to show you how I just came out to random two numbers, and I'm doing math while holding a conversation. So I was using two parts of my brain. I was using part of my brain to do math and the part of my brain to have a conversation. So my brain's been the influence for quantum computing. And I was first in the world in two games. One of them was a math game, Math Blaster, in 2015. And they told me that only artificial intelligence beat me. And so here we go.
Let's see who I am. But I'm going to write down any two numbers and simultaneously talk while I'm doing some math. And the numbers are going to be 78 times 48. So 78 times 48. So being able to think about my brain being the influence for quantum computing is very simple, because I'm able to do this because I have that genetic advantage that other people don't have. So very simply, I was able to come up with 3,744. Let's see if I'm right.
That was the correct answer. So then the next video here, it shows getting lit. So basically in December 2024, I was panhandling, and this woman came up to me, and she was a secret stalker because the lyrics from my song, she basically embellished, and she said that she wanted to take me home like a Christmas gift and unwrap me. And so the song's from my song Getting Lit. You'll listen to the first lyrics. I'll just play the beginning of it.
Getting Lit demo by Blue Velvet.
So I wanted to bring her home to unwrap her because she had the X factor. So this song shows how I have this video shows this is. So basically, my son was filming me. I did this in one throw. And then I walked over, I grabbed the camera from him, and he kicked the soccer ball with one attempt. We only did, like, it took us, like, as long as it took us to, like, this video, this is how long it took us to practice, basically. Other than the time it took for me to walk when it was paused, and the time it took for him to walk when it was paused. On that, so basically, like, less than a minute or less than 2 minutes we did this.
Some of that evolutionary talent. Here's me going bar down with the football.
So that was my first attempt.
And my son.
This was his first attempt. He was 14 years old. He was over 5 feet tall at the time. And look how small he is.
Here's some of that evolutionary talent.
So that's that. And now I'll just show you how I put somebody on a straight flush in Texas Hold'em poker. Okay, before I show you how I put them on a straight flush, I'll show you. I'll play a song. It's a funny song. It's called "I'm a Ninja." I do it in a Brit accent. Let's see, where is it? I've seen it's about 4 minutes long. I think I already passed it though. I'm just looking for the time on here. Dating for industry, after biology. So that video, the greatest sports advice, like that's a good video to watch. Strategist. Let's go on. So my speech is down here. Oh, here we go. I'm a ninja.
So people are trying to heal their biology through me here by smoking. They're a danger to society. They just made me look at a danger sign here. Here's so here's me, but you can see that right there, danger. So right along that plane, right along there, that's where people sell their cons. That's why the cup's there. I'm king of the world, so I see it. So it's basically showing their culpability.
So I'm just gonna fast forward to show.
It's a matter of fact thought. So there's gonna be a right? Oh, you can't see her. But this woman walked by in a gray dress, and then kids nearby, right? So that would be the kid gone, right? Because she didn't have a nice walk. You can tell that she was probably over 30 anyways, because she was confident with her body. And well, there you can see her right there. I'll show you. You can just see her walk. She's with her man, but you can see her walk, and that she's confident with her body. Knows how to walk in heels and what have you, right? So, but then they just try to hijack his psyche to the bottom left, so that would show the little perpetrator. But anyways, this is a fun song, and I'm gonna do it in a Brit accent. So let's see how it goes. Now that nobody's around me. I'm a ninja, just for fun. I'm a Singapore, never been, but they yell encore. Keep wanting more. For good people, I'm always on the score. Even if they died, I got the fire in my eyes. Sharp with the games, I keep getting fame. To those that complain in the ranks of insane, they play the switch, culpable little men and bitches. Especially big or small, if we tango they surely would fall since I'm a ninja, the hypocrisy is easy for me to see. Cheerio, not my cup of tea, seen behind the curtain, with death they be flirting, young through old. Getting all you freaks, all I hear is what the devil speaks. By your feet, your complicity, always hacking me to see the metrics in the subliminal realm as my feet have to be hacked by technology, by multiple people, as I can feel these parasites as that car drove by, the sound of the car. Connected to me, I hunt their psyche, which is easy for me. I own their soul, because I'm life's test. They sold it to the devil, and he is my bitch. Because I could never voluntarily sell my soul, even if I were to see it. So I'm free from its grasp. You electronic violators are a pain in my ass. They tried to make it look like there was a double space between electronic violators, but there wasn't. I'm a ninja. I got moves like Jean-Claude Van Damme. They have to compete as if an AI man. dropping rank cause they just got a spanking. I'm a ninja with sarcasm, angles they couldn't even fathom, never condescending. If I did, you were a prick, as I'm easy and slick, like James Bond, I'm always on. That's my fans laughing.
So that's my I'm a Ninja song. So now I'm trying to tune out this here. So now I'll show you how I put somebody on a straight flush in Texas Hold'em poker. Where is it? Oh. So Evolution Man showcases my skills here. Straight flush right here we go.
Typical experience on PokerStars. I flop a full or a flush and I usually lose, so that's no good.
So before I continue, I've been told by 2 people I'm the smartest person on the planet, and I've been told by 5 people I'm the most likable person they've ever met.
Yeah, usually when I go to a new city, I Google top 10 free things to do in the city, and then I'll do some of them, and then I'll spend money in the city as well. But usually I'm kind of on a tight bankroll, so I try to do as much free things as I can, and then save money on food instead of going to restaurants. I go to the grocery store so I can do attractions. I end up going to the restaurants every day, but at least one meal might be, if the hotel doesn't provide breakfast, it's like, okay, let's go to the grocery store and grab some bananas or some bread and run a flush draw. Let's see how this works out. It's only $2. I have to call because I have the nut flush, but I'm certainly confident because there's the straight flush and a 4 of a kind.
So in this particular hand, once I unpause it, you'll see that there's there was 2 straight flushes. There was the king of clubs or the 8 of clubs. There was a 4 of a kind. There was 3 full houses, a 3 of a kind, and 3 2 pairs. So the odds were 1 in 30.3 million. And I was accurate, and I put this guy in the hand. Watch.
So I think he might have the king. He had the king. So I would have folded if it was more than.
So he had the straight flush. So I would have folded, but I was trying to get sponsorship at this point in the video. So I would have folded the nut flush, but I knew he had the straight flush. And so I'll just show you, like, now I'll just tell you how I'm the smartest person on the planet. So basically, you know, I conceived of Wi-Fi paper currency. So if somebody's going to somebody's house, like to say buy an ounce of cocaine and all the time, the money, like say they have $300. Right, there would be $300 that would show up on the internet, so the spies and the police would see that $300 shows up on the internet. So they would see money always going to a certain residence, which would indicate that they are a drug dealer. You know, another sign that they're a drug dealer is if it's sunny out and they always have their blinds shut during the day, and they're more popular than any other person on the street. There's lots of foot traffic or lots of cars. They're a drug dealer. They're a drug dealer, guaranteed. You know, because when marijuana was illegal, like it was decriminalized, but I ended up meeting a drug dealer this way because noticing that pattern. You know, I just noticed the traffic that went to his house, and the guy recently died, like within the last week. But he I just noticed that all these people were always going to his house. I just walked over and I said, well, hey, do you have any weed for sale? And he's like, yeah. So anyways, then I ended up finding I'd buy my $10 worth of marijuana, right? But anyways, so I came up with Wi-Fi paper currency because unofficially I'm the true king. And you can see they give me wrinkles that I didn't have at the beginning of this video. And I'll show you that I didn't have yesterday, or on the 11th was the last time I took a picture. And so anyways, they give me wrinkles. So these drug dealers, they use their criminal proceeds to violate my human experience. So I don't like it, right? So, I conceived of Wi-Fi paper currency to stop the bribes. So, politicians or what have you, they have to reveal criminal networks because they're going to get a brown envelope. So they're going to have like, say, $10,000. And that's a suspicious amount of money to have all at once. Right, when people have bank cards and could get robbed, right? So anytime there's a high denomination of money, it'd be encrypted on the internet, and it would indicate that there's a high likelihood of criminality. So I emailed over 300 attorney generals, and every attorney general in every state in America, every province in Canada, and every police chief in Canada. I've emailed about Wi-Fi paper currency, and on the news I've noticed results already. There's been drug busts at Pearson Airport in Ottawa, and the Taiwanese, they caught 4 Chinese communist spies with this technology. So like if paper money is now encrypted on the internet, I'll show you right there in spy systems, you'll see that this shirt is you're a fool to think that you could hide behind the internet. Like this cell phone that I'm on right now has a unique signature, almost like my fingerprint is unique, right? Or my DNA is unique. Like all cell phones have unique signature. All nanotechnology you have in your head. Watch my face when I tune in people. My face is gonna drop because people are gonna look shocked once I tell them that the nanotechnology they have in their brain has a unique signature and they're gonna get busted soon. You see how shocked they are? And now I'm going to get the total residual volume out of some other people. Watch my face. I'm going to look like I died in a second. Right? So getting the total residual volume out of people means when you breathe, you always have a little bit of oxygen in your lungs up until you die. And then that's when the total residual volume is released out of people. I'll get some more again. So watch my cheeks, because nobody can make their cheek muscles drop, but only when you die. Watch. See how my cheek muscles drop like that? I just killed a human hijacker that was hijacking my human experience, because as you can see how talented I am. So another way that proves how smart I am, I emailed the European Space Agency, NASA, the Japanese Space Agency, and all the Russian Space Agency, and basically and the Indian Space Agency. And basically, so no rocket scientist ever put a magnetic field around satellites. So we have a magnetic sphere around a magnetosphere around Earth to protect us from coronal mass ejections, and so basically getting fried from the sun, basically. So it protects us, and so a magnetic field around our satellites protects our telecommunications industry, like our internet, life as we know it, basically. So no scientist has did this. So I emailed them to save civilization, and so I have evolved human biology. So basically, I see my thoughts in color, and I'll just show you this real quick. So another thing that they didn't do is they didn't put like we have there's different planets in the solar system, right? So that means that there's different vantage points that we can have to look for asteroids that are heading from the direction of Earth, from the sun, where we have very little vantage point. And so we don't have a good vantage point. So we would have less than months or to be able to redirect or make the satellite or the asteroid to explode. So if we had satellites orbiting the planets in the solar system with this magnetic field protecting them from the coronal mass ejections or solar flares, then we would get different vantage points from the asteroids that could take out life as we know it on Earth. And because if you look up at the moon is kind of our shield, right? It protects us from asteroids a lot of time. But here you can see this is generation 1 biology, and you can see how there's their ankles there. They don't have a bone there, and they don't have a bone there. And here's my feet right here. You can see, I'll show you this side right here. So here's my ankle right there. I have a bone right there and a bone right there. So I have different feet. And I'll show you my sternum right here. That bone right there, that's my sternum. So I have a different sternum than everybody else. I see my thoughts in color, where they told me that you see your thoughts in black and white. And I also, when I look up and see stars, I see them in 3-dimension. Like most of my life I didn't, because I wasn't aware that I had this evolutionary biology. But every once in a while they stop hacking me to show me my capabilities, and this is how I find out that I'm extraordinary. But so I'll just show you here. So this one video here, because there's a subliminal system in Canada. Like, so they put subliminal in my ashtray. Like, this is my ashtray, so that face is in my ashtray. So they violated me in my personal residence. And so I'll just show you here. This is what I look like at 19. And that's what the last czar looked like. So you can see the eyes. My eyes are identical to him. And there was 3 cousins of Europe, the Russian, German, and British cousins. They were all Queen Victoria's grandchildren. And I look like all 3 of them. This is Nicholas II. He was a czar. I even look like Emperor Meiji. He was one of the Japanese emperors. This is George VI. He looks like my twin. And so I'll just show you here. This is William II. He was one of the cousins of Nicholas II and George V. So anyways, so I look like him. And where is it? So this was a royal invitation. My dad had servants, my grandfather had servants, and all my forefathers had servants. And my grandmother on my great grandmother on my mother's side owned a hotel. So I had nobility on both sides. And you can see where it says Campbell right here and Princess right there. So my family went to a royal ball, and this guy's name was on the back of it, Colin Campbell. He was a field marshal, so he was the most powerful person in the British Army at the time when the Brits were the superpower on the planet. There was an expression, the sun never set on the British Empire. So there's an orgy, and there were several descendants that I'm related to resulted from that orgy at that party. They told me today, and I'll just show you here. So this is a typical generation 1 biology back muscle. You can see those indentations right there. And this is my back muscle. You can see I don't have any indentations on my back muscle. And so that's why I'm extraordinary, because I have evolved human biology. So here's some of the biosensors that they have that they can put in your, they can see what your glucose is doing, your blood pressure, your vision, your hearing, your EEG, what basically your brain waves, and your ECG, your heart. And it could all be viewed over or controlled over a cell phone. And you can see by the cell phone, it has an antenna. So this was before 2007. So this is Queen Victoria's oldest daughter, Augusta Victoria, as a daughter. And this is my daughter. She looks identical to her. She looks identical to her. And Augusta Victoria, well, here's James Cook. He looks identical to me. He had kids with Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, and wherever he went, he had extraordinary kids. So I'm complaining about parasitic humans, and Stephanie Meyer, the exact same last name as me, wrote a book about parasitic aliens, and so no coincidence. And so here's the subliminal system, and it looks like my face because I control the system subliminally. And so what else? So I'll just show you Frederick. So William II, I'll show you Frederick III. He, where is it? He looks identical to my dad, and he had kids with, here's Frederick III. He looks identical to my dad, right there. He looks identical to my dad. And here's Edward VIII. He looks identical to me. And let's see, do I have one of George V as a boy? I look identical to him as a boy, like a twin, like he looks like my twin. But anyways, here's a guy that looks like from Cook Islands. He looks like me and my dad. And so here's George VI, George V, his son. And where is, I should have it. So anyways, before I was born, Canada was 27th in the world in Olympics. And they didn't participate in 1976. They were 27th in the world in Olympics, and they didn't participate in the, like here's the proof right here. They were 27th in 1976 Montreal Olympics. They were 27th in medal standings. They didn't participate in 1980, but in 1984 they were 6th in the world in medal standings because I was 7 years old, and that's all a result of my biology. I sought asylum from Canada in 2019. Canada was worth $1.743 trillion because I sought asylum. I got pissed at them, and I liquidated about $92 billion in 2020 that Canada lost because I sought asylum. And I'm going to seek asylum after I emasculate the Canadian government. So here in the Charter of Rights, it talks about freedom of thought, And here's proof that computer-assisted telepathy, YouTube, if you Google it, this video shows that they were able to influence a thought, like make a yes/no decision changed by, basically our thoughts are just sounds. Like thoughts are just sounds that we hear at a lower frequency, and they broadcast the signal like off any dental work. Like, and I'm from born in the 70s, so I have metal dental work, and so they bounce a signal off my metal dental work, and then it's able to transmit and receive this audio signal. And you know what else does that? The fucking radio, right? So they're able to listen to your thoughts. Like Lucille Ball wrote a book, or in 1942. Watch, I'll just Google search it. I'll just show you here. Lucille Ball, she was an actress at the time, so they were, they had it there, Lucille Ball. She even helped stop a Japanese spider walk-in antenna. And George Orwell, he wrote a book in 1949 about the thought police. And called 1984, so you could Google search that. But here, walk-in antenna, metallic feelings, and Lucille Ball. So basically, she had some dental work done in 1942, and she picked up a radio station that only she could hear in her head, because the American government at this point, it was a communist witch hunt, and during World War II, they were always looking for communists. So she was a famous actress, so the American government was spying on her. So Japanese spy ring, let's see, Japanese spy story. So she picked up Morse code. Lucille Ball spy story, anecdote, not documented historical event. So they're discrediting it right now, but anyways, that reveals how her dental fillings exposed to Japanese spy ring during World War II. Her whole jaw was vibrating because she had, why would she lie about it? She was revealing it, and Cheap Trick wrote a song about the Dream Police, because it's like the Dream Police get out of my head. And myself, I slept with Katy Perry in my sleep, Vanessa Selps in my sleep, Taylor Swift's been in my sleep twice, Wayne Gretzky's been in my sleep, Gene Simmons has been in my sleep, that I remember. These are only the celebrities that I remember, right? They've been in my sleep, right? They implant themselves in my sleep, and like lately at the hospital, I see people I'd never seen before. And the human brain, let's see, watch, I'll prove it right now. I'll prove it right now, because I heard this somewhere, so it must be true, because they tell me things in the past, right? Like when I stumbled across Stephanie Meyer when I was Google search my name, so they kind of showed me that. Can the human brain make faces in your dreams? I don't believe they can, because that's what they told me. Well, it might feel like your brain could conjure up complete new faces in dreams. Most neurologists and dreamers should believe that the human brain cannot create entirely novel faces in dreams. So anyways, in my sleep at the Super Hospital, I'm always dreaming of people I've never seen in real life. I've never seen them in real life all the time. And I just showed you the facts. Like most neurologists believe that you can't create new faces. And I know you can't, because if not, I would have been able to dream of my daughter, because, she's 22 years old now, and I call her Glamour-ID, because she's glamorous to me. Glamour-ID, like Aphrodite, but Glamour-ID. And my son is Mantastic Jr., like fantastic, but Mantastic. But anyways, so this is my natural voice. I got my natural voice for the ladies, and then my natural voice for the guys to keep in check. But anyways, so, when my ex-wife, she had an ultrasound done, all of a sudden, it was like, because before you have the ultrasound done, you don't know if you're having a boy or a girl, right? So I didn't have any dreams of my unborn daughter. But then as soon as I had the ultrasound done, I started having dreams of my unborn daughter, but I couldn't make out her face. I could just see a baby, right? And because I wasn't able to create her face in my dream, her face was just blank to me, right? So I know you can't create new faces in your dream, right? And I'll just, I gotta take a screenshot of this for future videos, because I always gotta repeat myself. So there we go. So anyways, I guess maybe I'll play. I got one more time. I'll play. What song do I want to play? What song do I want to play? I made lots of songs. Like maybe, I made a song called Panty Remover. something, maybe Eminence. Meyer Diggins. Because once I'm officially king, I'm going to change my name to Eminence Cristiano Meyer Diggins, or Emperor. Emperor's a higher position than king. I have to say that so the Japanese don't try to supersede me. So let's see. Thoroughbred. Thoroughbred's yeah, I wrote a lot. Well, I won't play the sexy song. You could go Salacious is a good song, and then Painting Remover, Asshole 2 is funny, but I'll go to. I wrote a couple songs. I wrote a funny song, so I'll play my funny song. It's called Grandma Panties. And then I did write another song called Cheeky Panties, which Cheeky Panties are saying come spank me. But I'll play.
New text from PK Saban. Would you like me to read it loud?
Yes. Absolutely, Gemini.
Hey Biz, great season, bro. If you want any help with the fits next year, let me know.
Gemini, go back to playing my music.
They're trying to crash my Moby Zen, but I'm just gonna wait because my Moby Zen there. Even though I've been filming for 40 minutes, they're trying to spend me some money here. Post TikTok, but I'll try to relaunch TikTok. So I'm gonna pause my Moby Zen here. So this is my old TikTok photo thing here called the Monarch Eminence. So I have Spectacle Man on here, which is pretty good. So I just gotta find the video here. I can't see it, so maybe it's this one.
So this is it's my, I don't know what to call it, it's a funny song. It's my funny song.
It's my song-omedy.
She started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. What did I ever do to that ass? We used to have a blast. I used to grab, then you gave me that sass, and we would make time, which I thought was never bad. Ass never and she started wearing panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. You dress like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. She started wearing grandma panties like her ass died, and I cried a million times. You dress like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. Grandma panties aren't for me. You see, I am a man, and those grandma panties got to go. They make you look old and slow. You'll be a decrepit widow by killing me slow with those grandma panties. Unleash that ass, we could have a blast like we used to before you became complacent, like we split rent. She started wearing grandma panties like her ass died. I cried a million times. You dress like a midlife crisis. Why do you make me feel lifeless? You wear your hair like you don't care. I want to liberate your ass compared to when we met. It's a stark contrast. Pretty soon it is the minivan queue, and bingo will be the new you.
That's one.
So this.
One of my favorite fun songs. So all these, you could go to the Monarch Eminence on TikTok, and any one of these videos that has a notepad, they're all going to be songs, mainly, and they're all fun. Like this one is like, she catfished you. Women augment their face with makeup. Oh no, she went from a 6 to 10. Bravo. Right, so I'm pretty creative, and the government keeps me poor because of how creative I am. So let's see. Oh, this is Spectacle Man. I'll show you some Spectacle Man moves.
Okay, so that's awesome. Let's go another
So if you notice, I'm smoking. So when I'm throwing these cups in my hand, I have a cigarette in my hand. So I'm only really actually catching with 3 fingers, not my entire hand.
See my eyes move? Respectable, man. Anyways, if I wasn't hacked, I'd be able to.
So they did hack me, but I'm able to do that. Like I'd be able to spin. I could. I've done it in the past, like years ago, because I used to call it stupid human tricks, and I would do it for my kids. Like I put my kids on my shoulder and I'd call it jetpack, and every time I had to bring them to bed, I'd be like, oh, let's ready for jetpack, and they'd control my fingers, and then whoa, we ran out of gas, and they'd fall in the bed, right? So I would just entertain my kids. So what I would do is I'd spin a cup full of water behind my back, and I could catch it between my legs. So Canada, they spent, here's how much money they spent on robotics to stop me from being able to do that. But basically what I'd be able to do is go to Young Dundas or any high tourist area on the planet and have a line marked on the cup, in a water line, and say a $50 line, and then a $20 line, and then a $10 line, and then how much water I spilt, I could wager opponents for and do it. Like, my reflexes are so fast, I could grab an egg out of boiling water without burning myself, and I could do a triple clap push up, and so you can't see me do when I clap. You have to hear you have to hear it, because how fast my hands are moving when the triple clap push up, and that's being restricted. I'd be able to do even better. Like I try to get on People Are Awesome. I'll try to show you right here. This is kind of high, but so anyways, I had a hat on a boxing bag. It was like that high, so I'd come up like this with my legs. I come up, so I go down and then up like that with my other leg, and the hat would be up in the air, and I'd make it land on my head. And I never got on People Are Awesome, because people, like, you can see how little views I get online. The Canadian government has a censorship bill because I'm the true king, and if they make me famous, then I get my thrones, and that chafes a lot of asses, to be frank. Anyway, so share this video and show Spectacle Man. Get Spectacle Man famous, because smart kid. Oh, I'll tell you why I got formed at the hospital real quick. So anyways, why I'm the smartest person on the planet. So I'll just show you right here. Let's see the date, because AI overview is always different for me. Like even when I check from history. So I only got a minute or so before they come take my phone, so they're gonna probably come take it really soon. Oh, and I'm on Chris Meyer Diggins on Instagram. So I do have wow, I forgot I signed up for Facebook again, so I could I'll make a new video with my Instagram videos. Like I came up with a new forum like years ago about GIF videos. I was making GIF videos, like Netflix and chill. Okay, so so the egg chicken or the egg paradox, which explores the problem of determined cause and effect, originated with the ancient Greek philosophers, and but really it's so it came like the ancient Greek, so it's thousands of years old. So basically, I'll do the theatrical version. Okay, so this, when I got formed, I was just sitting there panhandling, and I was talking to my phone like this, and then anyways, Carteen's like, well, hey, we heard that one of the business owners were saying that you were harassing people. And I'm like, oh, really? Which one? She's like, I assume, Carteen. I'm like, you know what assume is? Like when you spell assume, it's ass, you, me. I'm like, well, assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. So which one? And she couldn't tell me, right? So anyways, then I got to the hospital. They're like, okay, well, somebody from the community formed you. Well, then, first she ran my name, and my name's Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Never came back anything. Then she ran my alias, Christian Meyer Diggins, and then she's like, "Oh, somebody said you're a threat to yourself or other people. So then they form me for like at the hospital, right? And so then I'm like, well, who did this? They're like, somebody from the community, so your doctor, a family member, right? So I was formed on May 5th. The letter from my sister was dated May 9th. So how could I be formed when it was dated 4 days after I was already been hospitalized? So anyways, which is suspicious, right? I'll show you another video after this where I challenged a street nurse, and then as soon as I start challenging them about the subliminal system, a cop gets him off the screen, right? And I haven't taken medication, from the doctor. Like he's an African trained doctor. I've been assessed by 2 Canadian trained doctors, and they never prescribed medication once. And they're saying that I have schizoaffective disorder, which is women only get mainly, and not in their 40s. And I got it at 42. They're saying that I had psychotic tendencies because my brother at the time, he's dead now, he said I threw him down in the dumpster, and this would have happened at 12 years old. So they waited 30 years that say that I'm psychotic, and I don't have a criminal record, so I never killed anybody, I never assaulted anybody, and been convicted or anything like that. And so how come he didn't have any lacerations falling? Like, just think, if he was down, like if he went down the dumpster, he'd be like, right? He'd be falling down, he would have been lacerated, he would have had contusions, broken bones, because 4 stories, that's 40 feet. That's higher than most trees. Like, well, that's pretty high, right? Higher than most trees. So he would have fell, and he would have been like a pinball, right? He would have been all the way down, right? So they don't like how funny and sarcastic I am. So anyways, so I don't have schizoaffective disorder. I've never hallucinated, and I don't have any psychotic tendencies. And he also said I was bipolar. That would mean that in my videos I'd be like, yeah, I'm super happy. And then 4 months later, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't make it through the day, right? That's bipolar, right? I don't exhibit any of these characteristics. So anyways, the day that I was formed, this is what I did. I'm like, okay, so you people thought that the egg came before the chicken. Okay, so super egg, out comes its legs. You guys gotta get back for this. Out comes its legs, then out comes its wings, then out comes its head, and its little beak, it just has a little beak. It's lit, then all of a sudden super egg's like, shit, you know what I need to do? I can't be on the ground because I'm gonna get eaten or I'm gonna get stepped on. I'm a super egg, so what I can do? I can't fly though because, I got this eggshell and I got my wings, my feet out, and my little beak, right? So I'm like, okay, you know what I can do because I'm super egg, I'm super egg, right? I came before the fucking chicken. So you know what I could do? I could climb the fucking tree. So super egg climbs the tree, grabs his 5 eggshell pieces, right? 2 for its legs, 2 for its wings, and 1 for its head. So it gets up in the tree. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna build a nest. So then it finds some eggshell, or finds some branches, and then it builds a nest. It's like, fucking right, yeah, I'm super egg. I got my eggshell, I got my nest, and then it's like, oh shit, I got 5 eggshell pieces. Now I got 5 holes in my fucking egg. What do I do? So I don't know about you, but when you buy your kid, you buy that kid that game where you have the circle, the triangle, and the square. Then your kid's like all drooling and shit. It's like, has the square and it's trying to put in the circle and it doesn't fit. But then eventually the kid gets smart and knows to put it in the square and then the triangle, right? So anyways, so now all of a sudden, like, it must have taken a lot of time, right? Because all 5 eggshell pieces are different shapes. So finally does that, and then somehow super egg's like, fuck, I'm now a fucking turtle. It retracts its legs, retracts its wings, and then its little head and beak, it retracts it and fucking welds it from inside the shell, and welds it from inside the shell, and then it's like, shit, I'm super egg, but I'm not that super. I need to incubate myself. So anyways, how the fuck did the egg incubate itself? So this has been a paradox since ancient Greek times, but not once did people ever consider how the fuck did the chicken, like how the fuck did the egg incubate itself? Every hen sits on the egg to incubate it. And if you look at, like, we eat eggs, it's yolk, like egg whites and yolk, right? So there was no body. It didn't have fucking legs. It didn't have wings. It didn't have a head with a little beak, right? So I was being sarcastic like this. And so since I chastised the Canadian government, they're like, you know what? We're gonna see that he's a threat to himself and or other people, and we're not gonna give him a definitive answer. And so anyways, I was hospitalized for 72 hours, right? Like on Form 2, any Canadian, it's like a witch hunt in Canada. You can use hearsay, like in criminal court, you can't use hearsay, whatever, because like hearsay is like, hey, I heard that guy's an asshole, or I think that guy's an asshole. I'm gonna say he sold drugs. I'm gonna say he sold drugs.
right? That's hearsay, right? You have no fucking proof. You just hear a story and you're like, okay, I'm gonna say that he did that. That's hearsay. But in the Canadian mental health system, not a fucking chance. They could fucking throw you in the hospital. I've been in the hospital since May 5th based on hearsay, not showing any proof. Like, look at, I have wrinkles that disappear. Like, look at my eyes right now. I have wrinkles, but I'll show you from June 11th in the hospital that I didn't have any wrinkles. And I posted a video yesterday that shows wrinkles appearing and disappearing on film because I have evolutionary biology. And so I'll just show you real fast because they're going to come grab my camera any minute. So here's, okay, let's see when this was. So this is when I caught them when they gave me wrinkles. So this is June 13th at 2025 at 10:36 a.m. I haven't went outside, and so you can see I have wrinkles right there under my eyes and wrinkles right there. I haven't went outside. So now this is June 11th. This is June 11th, 2025. And you can see I don't have any wrinkles under my eyes. And I don't have any wrinkles here. And I had a scar right here, I'll show you, that you do see now. You can see the scar, but you have to look up at my face. But I'll show you in May, where you didn't have to look up at my face. You could just see the scar on my face. But the scar has disappeared, and the scar on my hand was, look at that one, you can't quite see it. That one, you can't quite see it. I'm trying to find good lighting. But there's the scar right there. You could kind of see it. I'll show you a better picture of it. Okay, where is it? But anyways, so there's the scar that I got on my face from getting a pimple at 45, and I picked the pimple, and then here we go. I should be able to see in this one. This lighting's terrible though. I took a bunch of screen here, but this one I should see it. You can see the scar right there. You can see the open scar right there. Okay, yeah.